Most of y'all saying y'all wouldn't date single mothers have never dated a single mother a day in your life. You just have this negative stigma on single mothers because you're applying a shit ton of stereotypes to her that society has indoctrinated you to do so.
Yeah, so after Soncerae, aka Black Macho, that's her new channel, after she posted that video, we had a little quick back and forth in the comment section. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the network. Let's get it. So this is what I had to say to her video once I watched it. I've dated a few, and on average, the stigma is true. They have to put their kids first. Understandable. They have trauma they haven't gotten over yet due to a baby daddy. They expect you to treat the kids like your own, and once y'all break up, the bond you had with those kids are gone. Now, let's think about it. When we look at regular relationships that break up, people don't have the same friends no more. People don't hang around each other's family members no more. So that is understandable. Even with the marriages, divorce, unless it's their actual kids or stepkids, sometimes you may have kids that still stay around, but a lot of times once the marriage is over, it's over. So that should be something that is understandable. But this was her response to me. No, that's just a reflection of your poor choices in women, sir. It has nothing to do with their kids, their kinds, and more to do with your type, their character, not their kids. Cool. I responded, no, man, these were very different types of women, and you can't say on average I'm lying. Even in your story, it was the same scenarios. And I said a little bit more, but I forgot to put the read more. But I also ended it basically saying that we have to talk about these things that's going on. So she came back and said, no, you need to take accountability for your poor choices. I came back and said, shaking my head, and so do single mothers, LOL. They not on average going to be a smart choice for a man without kids. If a man has kids and saying he not dating a single mother, he's not tripping. But a man without kids has that right. Stop tripping off a man's preference because it's hurting your feelings. All right. So if a man does not have kids, he has the right to say he doesn't want to. But if a man does have kids and say he don't want to, and I've heard that before, I'm sorry, but respectfully, I think you tripping. Because why take away from the men who don't have kids? Let them have that. And my boy JVJ know that. I always say that. He don't have no kids, I do. So why would I expect him to date a single mother? Like, come on. Then I just said, you're just projecting. So in the net of it, the problem that we're seeing a lot of times, a lot of these females have a problem with a man saying he does not want to date a single mother, baby mother, whatever. They're not necessarily wrong. If he don't have no kids, it's not wrong for saying it. That's his preference. And then saying that I need to be accountable for the woman I dated, that's the problem I had. That's just my poor choices. Be careful about saying that. Because if you're saying single mothers are not so bad, then any single mother I dated should not have been a poor choice, if that's the case. But a lot of times they don't think about it. So like I was saying before, I have kids. So if I date a woman with kids, it's fine with me. I may have a limit like, no, I don't know about a woman by 5, 6 kids. I only got one child. Different story, especially depending on the age. My child is adult. So I have that right to be like, child around the same age, young adult or something like that. I can have that type of preference, but I'm not going to be like, I ain't dating none at all. No, that's just immature, and we need to grow up from that. All right? But at the same token, Soncerae, I'm trying to be disrespectful, but we got to point out some facts. When she talks about the situation she went through with her last child's father, it's some trauma still there, and you can hear it, you can tell it. He was wrong, but she was wrong for dealing with a married man. You know what I'm saying? She was wrong. Whether she knew it or not, she would still be considered wrong. And you got in the Bible states that they can sue your ass for that. You consider the mistress that broke up the family. They can sue your ass for that. But she had a child from that guy, supposed to be a pastor and all that, which is crazy because how do you right here sleeping with some women when you supposed to be getting married first if you preaching the word? I ain't saying we don't all fall short of the grace of God, but I'm just saying you definitely supposed to know better than that. But for as she concerned, she says a lot of things that makes no sense, and that's why I say you're projecting. You're saying, oh, you probably never dated a single mother. Good. But also that might mean those guys that are saying that are without child. They probably don't have any children. So that might be why they're saying it. Now, we want to talk about accountability. My accountability is, all right, I have a child. So I may not necessarily have the right to go after a woman who doesn't have kids. And if she says, I don't date men with children, I'm not going to take offense. You know, the problem with a lot of females that have issues with men saying that, back in the days, a lot of women that was coming up, they had children out of wedlock or became, you know, single mothers from divorce, whatever. They didn't run back to the dating scene trying to find somebody by and large. They like, hey, I'm going to worry about raising my child or my children. You know what I'm saying? And if I do happen to find a man that's a great man, I'm going to cherish and appreciate the fact that he's taking on, you know, my baggage, my issues that I have that got me to be a single mother or baby mama. And I'm going to appreciate it. A lot of females this day that are baby mamas feel entitled. Where the women back then didn't even worry about it. So when if we want to talk about accountability, real talk real quick. When they hear a man say that, you shouldn't get offended because it's the truth. Don't get offended. When I hear women say they don't want to date baby daddies, I don't get offended. That's their preference. I can care less. Why would I get mad? Oh, what's wrong with a baby daddy? Like, what? What you think is wrong? I didn't marry the woman that I had a child from. That's what's wrong. So that could show instability to her. So how am I going to get mad for her saying that? We adults, ain't we? We're talking about equality, but y'all can't even handle accountability. So on some real talk, for all y'all females who saying that, if you really are accountable, then don't get upset when a man says he don't want a woman that's a single mother. Be like, all right, cool, peace. Now you ain't even got to worry about it. Don't even cut it on. Don't listen to it. None of that stuff. You don't have to deal with it. But when you decide to deal with it and throw your penny into the pot, this is what you gonna get. So if guys, for all my dudes out there, especially my brothers, if you ain't got no children and you want to build your own family, there's nothing wrong with that. For my sisters out there, if you have no children and you want to build your own family, there's nothing wrong about it. Forget about all the men and females or baby daddies and baby mamas that are crying because y'all don't want them. You didn't sign up to do it. You don't have to be responsible for it. That's what we need to start doing, is going back to being adults. Because back in the days, one thing I always remember hearing what my OGs used to say, sometimes you need to learn how to sit down. That's like for the dudes who got in trouble back in the days, you had to learn when to sit down. You got caught by the police, you got to sit down. Don't go snitching on nobody. Shut your ass up and sit down and take your loss. And another thing, like Dave Chappelle say, instead of running your mouth, you could just shut the fuck up. This your boy JTL, a.k.a. Big Op. Make sure y'all subscribe to the network. Man, we out.